Hello, Ken. Hope everybody's as satisfied with the outcome of this weekend's game as I am. The Michigan State Spartans took care of business against the Youngstown State Penguins, and we saw a lot of good things, a lot of things I was hoping to see. Let's just get right to the quarterback, Peyton Thorne. I said coming into this in my pregame video that I wanted to see some big plays, some down-the-field throws. You've got to prove that you can make those throws so that future defenses will have to, A, game plan for that, and B, just make them aware that you can do it. So they can't just bring everybody down into the box. It changes everything. Now, I know what people are going to say is like, oh, yeah, great. He threw some downfield throws against Youngstown State. Well, yes, but the majority of those throws, his receivers had a step on them, so that's obviously an easier throw for the quarterback when you've got that much space between your wide receiver and the defender. However, some of those were pretty close, pretty tight coverage, and he dropped dimes in there. What in particular was his throw into the end zone that Naylor should have brought in but wasn't able to hold on to. Thorne dropped a dime, and Naylor had maybe half a step on the defender, and he just dropped it right in over his shoulder. It was a beautiful throw. So all of that I was looking for was there. He was able to throw the ball down the field. He had chunk plays through the air, and now defenses have to take into account the fact that he is able and willing to do that. The run game looks solid again. Kenneth Walker didn't get a lot of carries, and I'm okay with that. He got a few carries. You know, you don't want to take away all of his carries. But you also don't want to wear him out. This is only the second game of the season. It was a game you should win easily. They knew that going in. They did end up winning it easily. And so it was Jordan Simmons who ended up getting the majority of the carries. And I think he looked pretty good doing it. 16 carries, 121 yards. He was not able to find the end zone, but that's still a really good day. That's what was that, 7.6 yard per carry average. He may have moved himself up into the 2A back slot, be the first guy in to spell Kenneth Walker. I thought he had a really nice day. He looked good running the football. His vision seemed pretty solid. Not much to complain about there. I think Kenneth Walker certainly is still your more talented running back. I don't think anybody's gonna doubt that or question that. He's clearly your number one back, and nothing's gonna change that. But Jordan Simmons, I thought he looked pretty good today in some extended action. The passing game, Jaden Reed, fantastic game. You know, he basically was just torching anybody that tried to cover him. 4 receptions, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, 45.3 yards per reception average. He was just an 85-yarder. He was torching them. He's got speed for days. Him and Naylor both can be those big threats, and that's why I wanted to see Peyton Thorne take that next step and start to hit some throws over the top, because he's got the speed at wide receiver. You just had to show that you could, as a quarterback, get the ball to those guys, and now that you can, it adds another element of danger to your offense that teams have to account for. So I thought that was well done. Defensively, I mean, you look phenomenal. 14 yards against Youngstown State. That's almost as good as you can ask for. They gave up a few chunk plays in the running game. I think the linebackers need to play faster. I don't think they're bad. I think they are still trying to figure out maybe where they're still trying to trust reading their keys. When you read your key and it's telling you it's a run play to the left, then you got to trust that and you got to be there. You got to jump on it. I feel like sometimes they were a little bit too slow, and that opened a lane for the running backs. Same thing with the corners. Trust your read keys. If you feel like the wide receiver's coming out blocking, he probably is. You got to set a tough edge, and you got to get off the blocks. You got to play a little bit more physical when they want to come out in that run game. And get off your block and really close down those stretch run plays. So just a few things, just being nitpicky, but overall, thought everybody played real well. The corners didn't really get tested much. Youngstown State isn't that good of a throwing team, but, I mean, from what we saw, they held up fine. Safeties, defensive line is obviously, I think, the strongest part of the defense. The most consistent part is going to be the defensive line play. yeah, overall, you know, there's not a lot to complain about. I'm just being a little bit nitpicky here or there. Where else can we nitpick a little bit? Peyton Thorne still has to show us how he's going to respond under pressure. Through the first 2 games, he has not been put under a tremendous amount of pressure. Neither Northwestern nor Youngstown State was able to develop much of a pass rush. And when the pressure's on, then how is he going to look? Yeah, it's easy to throw the deep ball and look good throwing those out routes and, making all the throws when there's nobody in your face, but how is he going to respond when somebody's in his face? That's the next thing for him to show. Obviously, you can't show that if the defense isn't bringing any pressure, and kudos to the offensive line for playing well. But that would be one thing to look for, and I'll touch on that a little bit more in my pregame video. Michigan State's got Miami coming up, and that they may offer, their speed may offer a little bit of a different test, so we'll see how they hold up there. Offensive line, I think they have a few communication issues still. There were still a couple breakdowns, both in the run blocking and the pass blocking. They're minor things right now that could become bigger problems. So I think, personally, I think it's good that these issues are coming up now during winnable games. You can get it on film and you can correct it. It's better than having this stuff show up on film, losing games, and then trying to not only get your season back on track, but have to make up for some of these errors. And really, these are errors that should get corrected with more playing time and more film, so that these guys can get a better understanding of maybe where, you know, I should have called a down block here because they were blitzing the A-gap, but it didn't happen for, you know, whatever reason, or that I hedged outside a little bit too much to help the guard on his block, but the linebacker delayed blitz up the gap and nobody was there to pick him up. It's minor things like that will come with time, and as the unit, the offensive line as a whole plays more together, then these things I expect will all be ironed out as well. Again, I'm just nitpicking. Overall, they looked fine. There's just a couple of plays. Youngstown State was able to make plays that I don't think they should have. It was more of a less... It seemed less like Youngstown State was making a play as it was Michigan State was kind of messing up their play a little bit and allowing Youngstown State to make a play out of it. So, other than that, it was a clean game. Michigan State continues to be disciplined. They continue to play hard. They continue to play clean. You know, not a lot to complain about. Play calling, phenomenal. Again, really like what I'm seeing out of the play calling. The flea flicker on the first play, come on, man, that's gold. That is gold. Everybody came out expecting him to run off tackle, right? Nope, flea flicker, catches him totally by surprise. It's an easy touchdown right out the gate. I thought it was awesome. I know some people might complain, oh, why are you wasting that on Youngstown State? Well, the flip side of that is now every single team you play can't just load the box on your very first play because they know you're going to run the football. Now they have to keep their safeties back, because if you run flea flicker, you could give up an easy touchdown over the top if you don't account for that. So it keeps the defense guessing, it keeps them honest, and I think it's a beautiful play and a great play call. Offensively, I feel like the play calls have been good. I can't really point to anything that I dislike too much. Same on the defensive side of the ball. I don't think they've had to show a lot of exotic or unique looks or packages. It's been pretty much the base stuff, but the play calling rhythm has been good. You know, you come out, you hammer the ball a little bit, you call a play action pass, try to get one over the top. You know, it's a lot of little simple things like that, but it all looks good. So not a lot to complain about there, and so I think that's where we're going to wrap this video. There's not a lot to complain about. I saw a lot of things that I wanted to see this team show to keep future defenses honest and to make them game plan for more stuff, and they did that, and this came out and played a clean game, got the easy win, and get some more stuff on film, fix the minor mistakes, and let's keep rolling. So that'll wrap this video. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, and remember, all love all the time. Peace.